Bye. Hello, everyone. What I'm about to say isn't breaking news, so please don't kill me. We are reviewing, we are analyzing the whole Kirk thing, meaning Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk. So, what I'm about to say is not breaking news, it's not shocking to anyone. It's just my own theory, my own opinion, and my own assessment what has been transparent about the whole Charlie Kirk assassination. Now, where do I begin? Everything about her is just weird. Her acting weird. Something's not right about her. The organization is weird. Something's up about them. Nothing seems right about the wife or the organization. Okay? Something is off. Something is weird about the wife. Now, we can find out like the wife is beyond weird and creepy. And when I say weird and creepy, I'm not talking about her firing her Turning Point employees, her family, because, that's not a crime. You can fire people without giving any explanation. Also, it's not creepy about her lying about her past relationship when she says that she never dated for 5 years before she met Charlie, which that's a lie when she did dated JT Massey and also Cabin Phillips. But hey, people grieve differently. She was not thinking straight, so maybe she don't remember of her past relationships. So let's get her off the hook here, okay? It was just Charlie and Charlie only. So, but it's a very, very good chance, you guys, that this woman could have been his handler. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Charlie Kirk was a very powerful young man, okay, who started this organization when he was 18, okay? He raised a lot of money, making a lot of money for a lot of people, powerful people. And money is not free, okay? Got a lot of donors and everything. So with that being said, so you think about this, they needed someone to direct him, someone that's going to be, what's the word, by his side, a woman, you know what I mean? And that's what I believe that Erica Kirk fit in the picture when they were introduced in 2018. And that was not a coincidence. I believe that was all planned and staged for them to meet. And when he did meet Erica for the first time, when Erica was applying for the job at Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk was fascinated by her knowledge, how smart she was, how beautiful she was, blonde hair, amazing blue eyes, stunning blue eyes, by the way. And he was struck back by it. You know what I mean? So instead, he said, "You're not going to work at my organization. I'm going to date you." Now, of course, that took Erica by surprise. You know what I mean? She was probably not looking to have anything serious with the guy. But Charlie Kirk said, "We're going to date you, and you have until whatever the next day to let me know what you want." And I have to believe, and this is just my theory here, okay? And I have no shred of evidence of that, but I believe that Erica Kirk was Charlie Kirk's handler, and it's possible that this was all planned, set in motions. Now, with that being said, you have this man who had the largest voters, the largest registration in this organization. And it's a lot to take care of and a lot to, to handle. So therefore, you have a handler who comes in to the picture, and she may have loved him. I'm going to say that. She may have loved Charlie Kirk, maybe not right away. You know what I mean? Because Erica has a type. As you can see with her two last relationship, the two her ex-boyfriends, they were very fit, very athletic. Not saying that Charlie Kirk wasn't, because he played basketball, he played football, he ran as well. However, he was I don't think he was fit. Erica has a type. You know what I mean? The two gentlemen that she used to date, they were very fit, very athletic. So is Charlie Kirk, by the way. But you get what I'm saying. She has a type. Therefore, okay, she was a handler. Okay, she was a handler that probably was, dealing with a lot of things inside of Charlie Kirk's organization without even Charlie Kirk being aware of it. And again, this is me just reviewing everything and analyzing everything that's been going on and the missus and her behavior and the way she's behaving. And again, that doesn't define her as being a criminal, but just her behavior, like the M Fest, just having that petno graphic, not graphic, but petno lights, the glitter pans, the lights, inviting Nicki Minaj, Ben Shapiro, that tent, which that's very weird. After your husband was just assassinated, then you have a photo booth tent when your husband got shot and killed. To me, that's weird, but hey, people grieve differently. People grieve differently. But anyway, even though she was a Messiah, not Messiah, I'm saying Messiah, I can't even speak, Messiah handler, it's a possibility that she had him killed. Now, what I'm saying is, no marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. No marriage is perfect. But she may have been his handler. And let's think, hypothetically speaking, because, there's word on the street that he hired a private investigator to investigate her. But what if it was the other way around? Because I never thought about that. What if someone told Erica, the missus, that he knows that there was money laundering, that you were his handler, and she freaked out? Or it's a possibility that Erica found out that he knows, and then she called her people. Again, please don't try to kill me. This is just me reviewing and analyzing and just giving my thoughts and my opinions about this. So I just want to make this very clear. Please don't kill me. All I'm saying is it possible? Is it really possible that she could have been a Messiah handler? That someone spoke to her and say, hey, he found out about everything. He found out about the money laundering. He found out of me and everything, that I was the handler, and he can't be dealt with. He's angry. He's pissed off. He's frustrated. And Charlie couldn't even imagine the last person that would betray him would be his wife. His wife, the love of his life, the mother of his children. He would never expect that. Maybe some of his employees he probably would expect, but not his wife. And he was probably pissed and outraged and upset. And then Erica picked up the phone and called somebody and said, listen, he found out. He knows now. What do I need to do? What can we do? And then they probably asked her, can it be dealt with? Can he be handled? Can he be persuaded? No. So therefore, they probably told her, well, you know what the option is. You know what we have to do. And you know what happened next. Was she sad about it? Probably. What, did she cry? It's a possibility that she cried and she was upset and she was trying to reason with Charlie Kirk. But Charlie Kirk is not the type of man to be bought, not to be reasoned with, not to try to convince him to change his mind and stick to whatever Erica was trying to tell him or try to persuade him. And he got fed up. He was mad. He was angry. And that's what I believe they probably, took his life. I feel like this is a better scenario, a better reasonable than what the Fed slop is telling us. You know what I mean? This makes a little bit more sense. And like I said, I don't have proof of this. This is just my theory. So please don't come after me and please don't try to kill me. This is just my theory about this. Because this makes a little bit more sense than what the Fed slops is telling us. But the furry boyfriend, the text messages, all that doesn't make any sense. But this, her being the handler, how everything orchestrated, how they met, that was no accident. That was no coincidence. It was all planned. It was all planned to set up an emotion because, again, Charlie Kirk was a young man that made Turning Point the way it is right now. Huge, big, successful, huge donors, raising tons of money, lots of money. So is it a possibility that he found out something in his organization, among other things? Yes. And they're trying to cover it up. And then that's why the organization is acting weird. Some of the employees acting weird and funny, not answering questions and behaving the way they're behaving. It's possible. It's possible. And, with Erica, she's grieving. She's grieving. It's okay for her to lie and to caught her lies, but she's grieving. We can't, attack a grieving widow because of her lies. You guys have to take a breath. You guys have to understand that she is grieving. So the lies that she told, it's okay. The things that she's saying, it's okay because she's grieving. The text message that she sent to a 15-year-old when she was 25 at the time, that's okay. That's normal behavior. You cannot attack a grieving widow because that was in the past. That's typically normal for a 25-year-old woman to text a 15-year-old and say how beautiful she is and how her lips are amazing, how her body is just amazing and just awesome and stuff like that, and send her a box of chocolates. That's normal. That's appropriate. But if it was the other way around, if it was a man doing that, that would be creepy and inappropriate, don't you think? Anyway, take a listen to this video of Erica Kirk. She's in a high school, and she was just saying, let me just remember, just making sure I put in the, show you the right video of this. Give me 1 second. Just want to make sure, that I'm accurate. Okay, that's this other one. Oh, I don't have it. But anyway, this is a video of her at a high school. Just basically, what she's saying is to encourage high school students to, do the right thing by voting, by signing up at Turning Point, and just doing what Charlie Kirk wants them to do, basically. But you know what? Let you listen to what she has to say in her own words. Take a listen.
He means it so deeply, and I just want to encourage you that it's so important to take responsibility for your choices and your actions. Charlie lived his life in a way where he was not afraid to speak. He chose to use his voice for something so powerful. And I want you guys to understand that every decision will make a mark on your soul. It will. So as a young man, know that one day you're going to be a father. Know the way that you treat women, the way that you live your life every single day, it matters. Ladies, be that, be ladies, be modest. Live your life in a way that's honoring. Honor your parents. Build something greater than just focusing on what's next in your life. Don't compromise your character. You guys might think it's great to go along with the crowd.
Well, I want to know if she's applying that for herself. You know what I mean? I would like to know if she applied that for herself to tell the truth, to encourage. You know what I mean? This is what my theory is, okay? She probably told someone who was dealing with this whole situation that, listen, he found out and there's nothing I can do. What can I do? Because there's nothing I can do. And let me see. She said, listen, we have a problem. We have a situation here. He knows. He knows. Or vice versa, she's telling them that he knows. How can we handle this? How can we handle this situation? And maybe when what's his name? Oh God, I'm throwing a blank here. Mitch probably saw Erica at Huachuca, excuse me. It's possible, this whole big meeting, because they even probably asked Erica, can he be handled? Can he be dealt with? Can he be reasoned with? And she probably said no, he can't. And then they probably told her what the next necessary step is to, end his life. End his life. And she was not probably thrilled about it. She was not probably happy about it. She probably was sad, but then she didn't try to stop it. And again, this is all allegedly here, allegedly. But this theory, what I'm analyzing, it makes more sense what the Fed slop is telling us, okay? This absolutely make more sense. He could have found out something because he was trying to set up Doge. There's something going on with the money in an organization that they got so pissed off or nervous that they sent a cease and desist letter to Wolf Finance. Same thing with Candace Owens. Nothing seems normal. Everything seems weird, the behavior. However, that's people grieving differently. That's people grieving. So when people grieve, then that's mean, they can lie. They can make up stuff. And then when you catch them with their lies, they're grieving differently. When you listen to the audio recording of the Zoom of Erica of making $250 million at that memorial. $250 million selling merch, selling hats, having people register to vote. Everything. What did she say? Someone try to please someone tell me. The event of the century. Okay, instead of grieving. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just the observer. I'm just outside looking in, just analyzing, observing what's happening here. But she could be a Messiah handler. And he probably found out about it. What are your thoughts about this? Because this makes more sense to me than whatever else everyone else is talking about. And the funny thing is, you don't have the mainstream media talking about this. People are thinking about it, but they're not talking about it. Why is that? Because out of respect for the missus, out of the respect for the grieving widow, they think about it. And they thought about it, excuse me, but they're not talking about it. And this is not only just me thinking about it. A lot of people are thinking about it too. And I'm just saying it, making it very clear. Don't come after me. Don't try to kill me. This is just my opinion, my thoughts, and my theory. I'm just reviewing and analyzing what's been going on through the whole time that Charlie Kirk's been dead. Okay? Nothing is what it seems. I'm just going to say that. Nothing. Okay? Nothing's adding up. Everything is weird. Everything is faking gay. Okay? Everything. Okay? And if this is true, and we don't know, again, the truth is going to come out eventually, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the people that were involved in this? Because obviously there's a lot of cover-ups about this. They try to cover up the Epstein files. They release the files, but they cover it up. And I feel like they're doing the same thing with Charlie Kirk's assassination. So it doesn't matter what we present to you guys or what we share. It seemed like the mainstream media or the FBI, they don't care. They can care less because at the end of the day, they got their guy. They got their shooter, even though that don't even make sense. That Tyler Robinson was up in the roof, jumped down like a Spider-Man, disabled the gun, put the gun back together, leave the screwdriver there, then dump it in the woods, went to Dairy Queen, then went over there. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. And I'm shocked that the prosecutor of Tyler Robinson is not even questioning or asking any type of evidence from Candace Owens, what she knows. They're not even reaching out to her, which that's weird to me. Very weird. Very weird. But anyway, take a listen to this. Take a look at this video of Erica Kirk with her audition, and it seemed like she was auditioning for some type of real estate. And I didn't know she had a real estate license until I looked it up, and sure enough, she did. And a lot of people say that she's connected with Epstein. It's a possibility because everything seemed like it's coming full circle to me. Everything is coming together, and everything seems like it makes more sense with her, with the real estate and the Epstein, because you seem like she already had a job before she even applied to Turning Point USA. So why would she apply to Turning Point USA when she already had a real estate license and she was already working at a real estate company? Make no sense. That's what I'm saying, that this was all set up in motion. And Charlie Kirk was so blinded by love, so blinded by Erica, that he did not even know what was coming. He didn't. And I'm telling you, at one point, Erica did fall in love with Charlie. She probably did. Not right away. Not right away, because this was arranged. Okay? She had an assignment and she had to complete her assignment. That's just my theory and my thoughts. Okay? So please don't shoot me for that. On the other hand, Charlie Kirk, that's totally different. He was looking to settle down. He was looking to get married and start a family. And I believe that Charlie Kirk really, really doted and loved Erica Kirk to the core, that he missed all the red flags. He really did, until it was too late. Until it was too late that he suspects something. He found something very weird and funny, and then it was too late. His life was ended. Okay? With Erica, I believe she didn't love him right away. I believe this was all a ruse and all a game and all this for everything to be set in motion until that day last year, September 10th. Even Charlie Kirk said that he was going to die as a young age, and someone was going to betray him. Okay? People from the Turning Point, his own wife. And that's why he found out a lot of stuff. That's why maybe it's a possibility that he hired an investigator. And he knew what was happening, what was going on, and he probably confronted Erica, or someone told Erica, or Erica told someone that he knows. There's a lot of possibilities here. Either way, someone found out something. And that's when that ended Charlie Kirk's life. Because Charlie Kirk, he was a type of man, he was a man of God, and he was not going to be compromised, and he was not going to be bought, used. You was not going to try to convince him to turn the other way, to turn on the bad, not the bad side, to turn, to go through, not go through, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, basically, he was not going to compromise his moral integrity by making a deal with the devil, basically. Okay? He didn't want to go into the dark. He wanted to stay in the light and in the center of God. That's just my theory and my opinion. So when they probably told Erica, can he be reasoned with? Can he be bought? She probably said, I don't know. I don't think so. Then the person on the other end told Erica Kirk, then you know what we have to do. You know what we have to do. And that's when everything was set in motion to get rid of him. Because obviously he was not a man to be bought with, to reason with. And his mind is made up already. Because he probably knew too much, or he found out something. Was she sad about it? Probably. She was sad. She was upset. She thought she could reason with him. She thought that she could, hopefully change his mind. But he probably was so upset and rage that he said, And then that's what happens, I believe. Theory speaking here. This is just my theory. Again, don't come to kill me. That's just my theory. But again, that is way better, reasonable than the FBI slump. What the FBI is telling us. Because what the FBI is telling us is a bunch of bullshit. Cash Patel should be resigned. He should be fired. I don't know why he's still there. He lied about the Epstein files. He said there was no one but Epstein. When we all know that's a lie. So if he lies about that, under oath, you guys, under oath, he lied. What make you think he's lying about Charlie Kirk assassination? That's what I'm saying. She should be fired because he doesn't know shit. He doesn't. And why cover this up? That you have the secret plane, the Egyptian plane following Erica Kirk everywhere she travels. Again, think about it. A handler. She could have been the handler. That's why they were following her, especially when she was going to Turning Point Faith event. That makes more sense, don't you think? That makes more sense. Just her behavior and the way she's acting, her being defensive and using God, using scriptures, just to manipulate people. And I'm like, That's sad and that's pathetic. To use scripture, to use God, and people don't know no better. Especially if someone's a baby Christian, they don't know. For me, you can't fool me because I know the Bible. I may not know everything in the Bible, but at least I know some that when I know I'm being manipulated by someone who's using the scriptures. I know. And I'm like, get behind me, Satan, because that's not some, no. You're not going to try to manipulate me and fool me. But some people don't know. And when she says stuff about the scriptures, or you have to be modest, you have to be a woman of proverbs and stuff like that, it's all manipulation. It's all game. It's all just a game. She's not even Christ herself. Just the behavior that she's been doing. Just the behavior that she has done to her family, her employees, firing them after they work 20, 80 hours a week, putting their blood, sweat, and tears, no sleep, no food, for that memorial for your beloved husband, and you just let them go because you're being paranoid. At least you should have been honest about it. Like, listen, I'm paranoid. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know who's talking to Candace Owens or anywhere. I have to let people go. I'm sorry. I have to let people go. No, she don't say that. You're done. You're fired. No, she has someone else do it for her. She has someone else do her dirty job when she's not woman enough to do it face to face, because she is the CEO in the chair and she has more important things to do. But take a listen to Erica Kirk and her casting video.
Unique to offer this whole experience in general. Like I said, I'm very coachable, I'm very trainable.
In general, that's a tough one. I really have to say that we live in a free country, so if you want to watch it, turn on your pay-per-view. If not, then why don't you turn on something else that's a little bit more G-rated.
Does Erica Kirk have ties to a non-for-profit called Romanian Angels, which is somehow linked to child trafficking?
The new Epstein documents didn't just name names, they exposed the main roles. And buried inside those files is confirmation that Erica Kirk wasn't just in Epstein's world. She was actively operating inside it as a recruiter. And once Romania shows up in the paper trail, that's when this stops being speculation and starts looking coordinated. Because this isn't about who Erica married later or how her life turned out after. This is about why her name keeps surfacing in places it shouldn't. The documents show repeated access and repeated involvement in the same recruitment system Epstein depended on. Epstein didn't run his operation alone, and he didn't rely on random people. He built a system that depended on women who could move comfortably through elite spaces and blend in without raising alarms. This account said, "It's worth remembering. Epstein's network documentedly used women as spies. They were often attractive women from modeling or pageant circles." Kirk was in Trump's pageant, and then once placed in a relationship or role, they would move messages, gather intel, and normalize extremist ideas inside elite circles. And they were right. These were all pipelines. Because once you track Erica's movements in that system, especially with Romania in the mix, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Before Charlie Kirk, before Turning Point, before the whole clean-cut rebrand, Erica was already moving through beauty pageants, audition rooms, reality TV casting calls, and fashion-adjacent spaces. And no, she wasn't just trying to make it.
I think I always had that girly girl hidden within me. After being such a tomboy and experiencing that my whole life, it was like, oh, I can curl my hair, I can put on the mascara. I come from a great family that has very amazing genetics, so thanks, Mom and Dad.
She was very clearly putting herself in rooms with visibility, power, and men whose status was on the way up.
She was ready for this. You know what I mean? She tried the acting, tried a reality show, Amazing Race, Summer House. She tried it all. And obviously in the movie November Renaissance, she tried it all. She was trying to be irrelevant. And when that did not work, she even started a fashion business, real estate. Oh my gosh, she has so many portfolios. I can't even keep track of what she was trying to do. But then, boom, she met Charlie Kirk, 2018, and that set the page for her, of course. Even though she was not, in the public eye, but she was doing Turning Point Faith. But she met her, not met her maker, but she She knew exactly what she was getting herself into, and she knew exactly what she wanted out of this. This was all, if this is just my theory, this was all plan and motion, okay, for her to get to the chair, to be the queen of the chair by getting rid of Charlie Kirk so she can be the CEO, okay? That's just my theory. Now, Erica Kirk was married late in Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk from May 8th of 2021 until his death. And by the way, when she did a podcast with her husband, she couldn't even remember the date when she got married. Isn't that something? Most women will remember the first date, the date when they got married. She couldn't even remember that. She couldn't even remember her own anniversary. This is a shame. Then she stated she never dated for 5 years before she met Charlie in 2018, which we all know that's a lie because there's several past relationships publicly dating appears have been documented by the internet researchers. Okay, like I said, JT Massey, she dated him between 2014 and 2015. Okay, that's the guy that she signed up to do Amazing Race with, which is videos circulating that they was doing an audition. Then Cabin Phillips, which, by the way, he's in the Daily Wire and currently TP USA speaker around 2017. There's photos of the pair taking a painting class, which I think I showed you a couple months ago, circulating with captioning identifying them as a couple, which they were. And there was another gentleman, Jordan Barrow, Summer House in 2018, shortly before she met Charlie Kirk, appearing on season 3, which we all saw, which I did provide it for you guys as well. A Bravo reality show, Summer House, when she went on televised dating and with cast members with Jordan, who described her as beautiful, religion, and she later stated that she turned down the full-time role on the show to pursue her graduate degree. Then on 2018, Erica met Charlie, according to one account, after meeting in line at an airport after Charlie initially told her he couldn't hire her at Turning Point USA because he wanted to date her. The couple wed on 2021, had 2 children together following Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10th of 2025. And now Erica Kirk assumes the role of CEO of Turning Point USA. Like I said, this was all planned, man. This was all planned. This was all planned to get rid of Charlie Kirk. And even though Charlie Kirk had a premonition, okay, he had dreams that he was going to die at a young age. He even said it himself through text messages that he was going to die. And he probably told Erica Kirk. And I don't know what the conversation transparent. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? But he knew that he was going to die young. He knew. And what really saddens me, really pissed me off, that this man really loved this woman, really loved her to the core. And for her, allegedly, I'm going to say, to do this to the father of your children, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. It's not immoral. It's not Christ-like. It's disgusting. And she could have easily do the right thing and warn him, give him a heads up what was about to come. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason, I guess. You know, God allows certain things to happen, you know. And this, and I have to say, I have to admit, this had to happen, I guess. You know, God is in control of everything. He could have easily prevented this. He could have easily stopped this, but Charlie had a premonition of his death, like he was going to die at a young age, at the age of 31. 31 years old. 31 who started this organization at the age of 18. Raising money, lots of money, getting donors, lots of donors. And because he recognized and he noticed the things about Israel, the things that he didn't like and things that he was starting to see, and among other things of his marriage. And what really didn't add up to me, what Erica Kirk said in Jesse Waters' interview, that he went to their daughter's room and slept there because she wanted him to have a good night's sleep. Really? I would be sleeping in another room or the next bed if I'm going to have a good night's sleep, if I'm doing a big, huge event the next day. No, she lied about that. Think about it. She lied. They had a huge argument because she even said the next day when he woke up, he went to the bathroom, put his wedding ring on, his necklace, and he left. He didn't even say goodbye to her or kiss her goodbye. I see you later. You knew that that was an argument. That's just common sense. That's just common sense. Anyone that's married or in a relationship, when you have a heated discussion with your loved one, with your spouse, and then the next day you're still upset and you're still annoyed, you don't want to say anything to that person. You just want to get your keys and get your ring or whatever and leave until you absolutely cool off, and then you can talk later on. And that's what happened here. But she was like saying, oh, GP woke up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. No, they had a big argument. They had a big argument and it woke your daughter up probably. Okay, you had a heated discussion and whatever transpired, it got heated. It got heated to the point that your husband, your boo, left and went in the other room. That's what happened. But of course, she's not going to say that in the interview to Jesse Waters, because then everyone will suspect that it's that maybe he's the reason, not the reason, but the cause of the argument, or they might suspect her, which they should suspect the wife, especially this type of death, this assassination. The wife is always the suspect, always, but they ruled her out because she couldn't do no wrong. I don't understand this. I don't understand the whole investigation, to be honest with you. You have a massive assassination of this man, publicly got assassinated to the world, and you're not questioning the wife. You're not getting the phone. You're not going through the phone, the text messages, the call logs. You're not interviewing the employees. You're not looking at the money, following the money. Nothing, because they got their guy. They got Tyler Robinson. So because they got Tyler Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, case closed. I don't understand this. If it was a typical, let me just put it to you this way: if Charlie Kirk was not just high profile man, and if it was just a normal person, there would be investigation. There would be investigation from start to finish. But it seemed like they got their guy, they got the murder weapon, and that's it. With no footage of Tyler Robinson's face, no footage of him showing that he even pulled the trigger up in that roof. None of that. He just did it, case closed, and we should just accept it. That's it. No, we're not accepting that, because that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? Fed slop. I'm not buying it. Now, most people are buying it, but I'm not buying it. Okay? I believe in my hearts of hearts. Again, I have no shred of proof of it, to be honest with you. I'm going with my gut instincts, and majority of the time, let me rephrase that. Majority of the time, my gut instinct is never wrong. I'm going with my gut instinct that Erica Kirk has some common knowledge of this. Erica Kirk is probably the handler of Charlie Kirk, and she knew all this, okay? And she had to cover her track, and she had to make herself look like a good Christian woman who had done nothing wrong. She forgave the shooter right away. She forgave him. I forgive him. I forgive him. Right away. But then she's sending cease and desist letters to everyone. She's firing her staff. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. She's the perfect widow who could not do any wrong. But no one's not buying it, to be honest with you, because all the lies that she's been being caught, no one's not buying it. Okay? That, she's not Christ-like. I'm just putting it to that way. That woman's not Christ-like. She's pure evil in my eye, in my opinion. It's all about her being irrelevant, just her getting the seat at the table, just to be, I say powerful, I guess. I don't know if that's the right terminology to say, now that her husband's out of the picture. And it's just a shame. But mark my words, you guys, mark my words. And I mentioned that to my husband as well. Things are going to come out. Things are. Now, will there be any jail time? No. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. There's not going to be any arrest time. There's not going to be any jail time. And even though the amount of evidence we present or people are being caught, at least their reputation would be over. Like most people who were dealing with Epstein, you know what I mean? A lot of people are resigning their businesses. A lot of people are being prosecuted in the UK, obviously not here in the United States, because in the United States there's no justice system here. They just let pedophiles get away with having sex with underage girls. And I believe the same thing with Charlie Kirk assassination. They're going to let people get away with it, and there's not going to be any held accountable for their actions. But the names are going to be exposed. I guess that's good enough, I guess. Wrong. I think people who were involved or implicated in Charlie Kirk's assassination should be investigated, should deserve jail time. I don't think because if you expose their names that's it. That's just my opinion, but I doubt that that's going to happen. I doubt it that's going to happen, you guys, because this is happening with the Epstein files. No investigation, no arrests, nothing. Just files after files being dumped, millions of files. Like anyone has time to go through the files. That's the FBI's job. That's what they get paid for, to review the files and do the investigation and arrest these people who were involved in this. But they want us to review it. No, that's not my job. If you pay me, I will do it. If you pay me, then I will do it. And then I will send you back my analysts and review everything, and you just give me a check. But until then, I'm not reviewing anything, because that's the FBI's job to do that. They had how many months to review everything? Okay, now that they're under, now Trump is president, that's their job. I get it. Joe Biden was there, but he was incompetent. Okay, he did not run the country, the nation, or whatever. Okay, he was sleeping. Someone else ran it. Biden, Bush, okay, they could have done it, but they chose not to. Now you cannot take blame for other people that were in office in the past. You're currently in office now, so you currently should do the right thing and stand by your word and stand by what you said to the survivors, that you're going to give them transparency, you're going to get them justice, and you're going to do your investigation and review everything and make things happen. Instead of putting blame. Why do people put blame on people? You put blame this, blame that. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop putting blame on other people and take action. Take accountability. Because by pointing fingers at this person, well, this person should have done this, that person should have done, what that's going to solve? That's solving nothing. Take accountability. Do something now. You're in office now. You have power now, not the other people. Okay, Sleepy Joe is in Delaware. May he but may he get well, because he has Alzheimer's. Okay, and I hope that he's doing well and get all the medical care that he needs. But he's no longer in office. Bush is no longer in office. Obama is no longer in office. President Trump is in office with Kash Patel and Pam Blondie. Okay, I should call her loser, idiot, stupid, dumb, useless. Damn, I should have been an attorney general. At least I have some common sense. Man, I don't understand this. You have these people who went to school and they're still dumb. Make it make sense. They're still dumb. They're still dumb. That court hearing last week was just pathetic. Pathetic. It was a shit show. She couldn't even answer basic questions. She was just deflecting, flipping her hair left and right, flipping her hair left and right. She couldn't even look at the survivors. She couldn't even acknowledge them, because she knows she effed up. She knows she effed up and she was a disgrace. Disgrace. But will she resign? No. Will they fire her? Of course not, because she did the right thing by releasing the files, the 3 million files. Even though they're not going to release half of it, the half is just remaining somewhere else. She did a great job, fantastic job. She did her job. She did her job, you guys. Anyway, I don't know what to say about this, okay? It's just ridiculous. I just cannot wait until next week when Candace Owens reveals some things about Erica Kirk. Obviously, the internet sleuths, the mommy sleuths, they have discovered a lot of things about Erica Kirk, including myself. And she's not a perfect person. Obviously, no one's not. No one's perfect. But just to hide things and try to get rid of it from the internet and make it seem like you're just perfect person, that you just met Charlie Kirk and you never dated anyone, not thinking that it's going to come back to bite you in the ass with your lies, it's not helping. But again, what do I know? She's grieving. She's grieving, so it's okay for her to lie because she's a grieving widow. Everything is just what is it? Excusable? Not excusable. Everything is justified because she's a grieving widow. So it's okay for her to lie because she's grieving, right? So everyone should just lie because they're grieving. I don't know, you guys. I just don't know. What do you think? What do you think about all this? Do you believe that she is a handler? Do you believe that this was all set up and planned in motion just to get close to Charlie Kirk? And my question, did she ever love him? Did she ever love Charlie? Did she ever even love Charlie? My God, she had children with this man. 2, not even 1, 2. Did she really actually love Charlie? And I can tell you honestly, I don't think she did. At one point, she was not probably feeling it. I think it was all just business and transaction. And at some point down the road, after months, years, or whatever, then she started to develop feelings for him. But I don't think it was the same. I don't know, opposed to like him. I think he really, really, truly doted and loved her to the core. And when he found out about this, if he did, it shattered him. He probably thought everything probably was a lie. Everything probably was a lie. I just want his phone. I would love to get his cell phone to see who he texted and what did he discover. Obviously, he discovered some money laundering in his organization, among other things too, with Erica. And again, it's just speculation here. This is just allegedly. And this is just my own theory. So please, CIA, FBI, MI6, whoever, the government, don't come after me and kill me. Don't, please. This is just my theory, my opinions, and what I am gathering by we are reviewing this, reanalyzing this, because again, what the FBI is telling us is Fed slop. But anyway, you guys, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I really appreciate each and one of you. Thank you so much for joining me live, and I will see you guys on the next live. Take care, God bless, and stay